matter of time, justice is coming.
What is the cost of lies? It's not that we'll mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Why would I have anything to say to you? All you do is lie.
What else is left but to abandon even the hope of truth and content ourselves instead with stories?
It's the role of good journalism to take on powerful abuses. And when powerful abuses are taken on, there is always a back reaction.
Take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans, right. You're saying that's not gain of function?
That is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially.
When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
About is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlefolk. It is another Habbening TV. I don't know why I'm doing a Scottish Irish accent. Whatever. It is another Habbening TV. Yes, it's Thursday, and I hope you've all had a lovely week. Tonight we have, well, look, I will be frank. It's been a bit of a slow news week, bros. I mean, I live in this constant state of tension. Hoping that, nothing happens, right? I mean, not just because of the meme, obviously, right? But, that nothing, like, horrible happens so that, no one is traumatized. But on the other hand, if nothing happens, I don't have any happenings to happening, right? You see that, see the tension that I'm in, the predicament that I am in. So, it's been a relatively slow week for happening. So tonight will be basically a stream on the, sort of sad-ass state of the United Kingdom. As Peter Hitchens would say, it's over. Anyone who would get that reference, yes, it's basically over. We have got wait, what have we got tonight? Oh, I gotta check the thing. My brains are a bit, yes. So the Conservatives, a bunch of Conservatives, they had a conference in Brussels that basically got shut down, producing a whole bunch of oh my God, help, we're being oppressed, kind of stuff. So I'm going to cover a bit of that. We've also got the UK's new awesome smoking ban has passed the first hurdle of getting through Parliament. It's now being kicked up to the Lords. But a substantial number of MPs voted for a bill that would basically ban anyone born after 2009 from buying any kind of tobacco product. And I'm not sure exactly what the deal is with vapes. I think they're going to outlaw all the nice funky flavors, but my mango vapes. This is a hate crime. This is a hate crime against mango vapes. And I'm not gay or anything, right? I just like them, okay? Stop it! It's not only gay people that like mango vapes. I will not hear another word of it. Everybody knows that mango vapes are actually incredibly Chad and masculine. Thank you very, very much. You might not know this, but, on certain Polynesian islands, the mango is considered the most masculine fruit of all. So, and also I'll be, just sort of talking about some of the research that basically says that, the sort of benefits and detriments of tobacco is nowhere near as cut and dried as, people sort of say, et cetera, et cetera. And finally, it looks like basically there's going to be even more inbound migration to the United Kingdom, which of course is awesome. As I'm sure you're aware, I cannot wait until we have even more migrants in the UK. We've got so much free space, right? London is practically empty. The whole place basically looks like the, opening scene from 28 Days Later. You just be wandering around and be like, where is everybody? Gosh, I really wish there were more people of diverse backgrounds who didn't speak English roaming around London. But soon, thank goodness, I will get my wish. It looks like the EU is basically reaching out to the Labour Party, looks like they're going to win the next election, saying, well, how about you don't rejoin the EU, but how about you have all the stuff that was part of the EU? So freedom of movement will be back on the table for like young'uns, and then of course once it's applied to young'uns, it'll be to old'uns, and before we know it, we'll have even more, Polish people in London. I don't have a particular beef with the Poles actually, but it just. Yeah. Anyway, and of course the UK's Rwanda Bill has been delayed again. It's never going to happen. They're never going to deport anyone, no matter what they do. Basically, because of course that would go against the tenets of the revolution, boys. And you can't have a revolution if people get in the way. I'm just sort of like waiting basically for like the awareness that we are undergoing a sort of Bolshevik style revolution to like start actually filtering into the political classes. It might be a long wait. From the looks of it, most of the people in politics in the UK have never studied political history at all, which is depressing. They all did, PPE at university, politics, philosophy, what's PPE? Politics, philosophy, and economics, which gives you absolutely no knowledge of any of those things, but it does sort of like give you this idea that, you think that you know stuff, whereas you really don't. But, anyway. Also, on other news, I got a warning from YouTube. Yes, three episodes in, and I already got a warning for using footage from the Bondi mall stabbing. YouTube sent me a warning saying, we don't like this violence on your thing, and sent me like, a little questionnaire, which I aced, by the way. I got every single one of the 7 answers right. I'm very, 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 very good boy. And YouTube was like, well, you can't just, post pictures of violence and glorify them without, providing context and place. And I replied back and I was like, yeah, look, I literally did an entire 20-minute segment on, the place and the how and the where and the why. That was literally the entire point of the segment. And YouTube reversed the warning. So I don't know what to think. I kind of just assumed they would be like, nah, piss off. We hate you. We hate it. We hate you. We hate you. But apparently it's not quite so cut and dry. So, if you're on YouTube, watching this, until I guess I have to start doing the thing where I just delete all of the streams off YouTube once they're done, because it takes a while for the AIs to get around and stick their little fingers in and be like, what is going on here? Anyway, let's say hello to the peoples in the chat. Before we do, today's show is sponsored by Texas Man's awesome channel, USDA Prime Memes on Telegram. The best grass-fed, grass-finished memes, organically, lovingly massaged by the hands of the Texas Man himself, full of juicy, Texasy goodness. Texas Man, if you'd like to drop a link in the, I should have a link prepared. Look, just search for, USDA Prime Memes on Telegram. The bestest memes straight out of Texas. Right, who we got in the chat? We got Proper Pictures on Rumble. Patriots Flow, Sede Sapiente, White Rattlesnake, Yiz the Eunuch. Good to see you, Yiz. Of course, Empire of Lies is back on tonight in about 3 hours. Tonight we have cargo cults and the sort of the increasingly cargo cultification of society. I hope you can come along and watch. Texas Man, of course. DJ Based, good to see you, sir. Who else? Patriots Flow, did I shout you out? Well, if I did, you got 2. Captain Crisps, good to see you as well, sir. In the Odysee chat, we have Camille the Wicked, Jeffrey Mill, and wait, there's somebody else in here, I'm sure of it. Who else was in the Odysee chat? Mick Zen was also in the Odysee chat. And in the YouTube chat, we have Victorian Time Traveler, good to see you, man. And Daily Rapture, good to see you as well. Right. Now you're all caught up. You know who's in the thing. And yes, and Texas Man's excellent YouTube channel. Telegram channel, YouTube channel, USDA Prime Means, and his other channel, The Texan Connection. Both excellent. I would rate them highly. And I would say that even if he was not, paying me or something, No, seriously, they're great channels. Check them out. A ton of content on this show is actually, well, not exactly stolen, but borrowed from his channel. Look, memes are everybody's property, right? Man, you can't own memes, bro. They needs to be free. Excuse me. Oh, how embarrassing. I hate it when that happens. Right. So let's get on. Oh, of course, today's meme. This is also for you, Texas Man, and for any other Americans in the chat. From the Atlantic, of course. The mysterious meaning of the Second Amendment. Ooh, it's so mysterious. Even with the help of powerful 21st century linguistic databases, the phrase keep and bear arms remains debatable. Does it though? Does it? I mean, I don't know, man. It seems pretty clear to me, right? I mean, look, I'm not an American, right? But it seems like pretty clear to me. But maybe I'm not enlightened enough. I'm not progressive enough, to fully understand what those words mean. Of course, being in the UK, we have no such protections, and it's absolutely awesome. Things are going great. Who in this wide country of ours would ever want to protect oneself for any reason whatsoever? We have the police to do that for us. Fucking hell. Oh, yeah. Anyway, right. Okay, so let's get on to the news. Just let me get my window sorted out. Here we go. Right, so we start off with NatCon in Brussels. Yes, a whole bunch of right-wing people. Most of them white. Not all of them, but enough of them. White right-wingers came together in Brussels among such horrible people as Nigel Farage. Oh my God. Literally the next mustache man with his glass of beer and his segment on GB News. No, man, Nigel Farage isn't right-wing containment. Nigel Farage is a threat to everything that we hold dear. Once that guy gets anywhere near power, we will immediately have the first UK Reich or something. I don't know. I don't know what these fucking people are smoking, honestly. Eric Zemmour was there. Was it Priti Patel? Or, just a bunch of sort of, these kind of, well, I don't think Zemmour is containment, but, like a bunch of these sort of, basically just conservative, center-right politicians. This is from Spiked, another right-wing containment outlet. European public life is in real trouble. Yes, we know. If today's going-ons in the Belgian capital are anything to go by, there's nothing else about what's been happening in Europe that might have given you this impression. Is this fucking Brendan O'Neill? Oh, Tim Black. Oh, God. Oh, these people. Oh, yeah, it's this thing. It's this thing that shows that Europe's in trouble. Fuck me. This morning, Emir Keir, the mayor of Saint-Just-Tenude, in Brussels, sent in the cops to shut down the National Conservatism Conference in Brussels, a gathering of conservatives and right-wing intellectuals, politicians, and writers. Well, see, that's the bloody problem, isn't it? That's the problem. Why didn't they just all nip off and kill themselves for being right-wing? Oh, I swear, this is the worst thing about the right wing. They won't just go and remove themselves. Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible. As Nigel Farage shook the stage, police amassed outside with an order for the event to close on the grounds it was creating a public disturbance. Oh my God, a public disturbance. Yeah, a bunch of conservatives sitting around in their suits, sipping drinks and listening to talk. Oh mate, who knows what they were saying? They could have been saying the ultimate horrible thing, which is controlling inbound migration. Oh my God. Even saying it is to control, everybody knows. The most important thing in the world now is more inbound migration. There is nothing more important, more sacred than inbound migration, bros. Look, there should be some kind of like blasphemy law where you're just not allowed to criticize, right? Much like climate change, the science is settled. Unlimited inbound migration will fix all of the problems that unlimited inbound migration has already caused, right? Shut up. Don't think about it. The police initially gave attendees 15 minutes to exit the venue, but they have since decided to allow these speeches to continue. So this was a bit of a nothing burger, and I am wondering whether this was not some kind of like, containment op, because the center right is being absolutely like nuked, right? All across like Europe, there's the 0 seats thing happening in the UK. A lot of these, sort of center right parties, again, they won't do anything robust on immigration, right? It's all sort of half measures and, how about we sort of like perhaps talk about maybe beginning to have a conversation about like thinking about possibly writing a bill or a position paper that would examine the problem of possibly talking about doing something about migration. They're not prepared to do like, anything at all. Now, the venue got cancelled a couple of times. And the reason why it got cancelled is because Antifa showed up. Doing God's work. Obviously, the anti-fascists are terribly, terribly good people. I mean, if you look back through history, you will find that Antifa have never done anything wrong and have always been on the right side of history. Except for that time they, supported the communists and, tried to like overthrow government. But you got to understand, they were the wrong kind of governments, right? Now when they're trying to overthrow governments, right, it's for the right reasons, okay? Right? So just, I don't want to hear about it. Check it out. So this is them protesting one of the venues.
For once and for all, fascists have no place in our country. What has happened to me today is I have myself been called a child groomer, a pedophile, and so on, just because I stand up for the equal rights of LGBTQ+ people.
Brother, get the flamer, the heavy flamer. I really should have that like on a button. Yes, the commies are all like, oh my god, how dare like center right politicians come and they don't support enough of the LGBTs and the Qs, and it's also tiresome, bros. It is so goddamn tiresome. Right, let's see. Oh, yes, so this is when the announcement came out that they were being shut down. Basically, the order apparently was given by the Ethiopian mayor of Brussels, who, is clearly on the take from Antifa, or, ideologically suborned. Look, it's a Bolshevik revolution, bro. It's like, look, come on, right? How much more obvious does it have to be at this point? Look, you've got the Bolsheviks out in the street, right? You've got the subversion of institutions. You have the complete paralysis of any opposition, right? I don't know what more you need at this point. Possibly a grounding in history. I don't know, bros. Check this out.
Brussels police have an order to close down the event. Please don't get up yet. To close down the event because we are creating a public disturbance. However, they only sent 3 police officers. And so when the police walked in and all the cameras turned on them, they got scared and they went back outside. So I'll tell you where the negotiations stand. At the moment, the police are saying that the event is creating a public disturbance and therefore it will be closed down gradually. The way that's going to work is you can all stay here as long as you want for the time being, but if you walk out of the building, they're not going to let you back in. So I invite you to stay with us for as long as the festivities go on. If by some chance there's a decision to apply greater force to shutting us down, then I can assure you that we will continue tomorrow morning at a different venue. So for the time being, let's just go on. Thank you.
Look at that guy. The far right. Oh, mate, so scary. Look at him up there. He's like, we must summon the brown shirts. We must go into the streets. We must attack the police or attack Antifa. No, they're just like, oh yeah, so the police have said, they're gonna shut it down. It's a fine. Oh my god, can we get a little bit of backbone? Look, I know, but just. So disappointing, bros. It is so disappointing. This is the letter that was handed to them. And look, basically, you guys, you've heard all this language before. It's exactly the same thing. Considering that the aim of this event is to bring together personalities from the media, academia, and cultural circles, as well as political figures who share a, quote, national conservative vision of society. Oh no, not the national conservative vision of society. And that several of these personalities are in particular notably from the conservative and religious right, and from the European far right. Ooh, spooky. Considering the website of the conference, where the vision is summarized in the following manner. The past and future of conservatism are inextricably tied to the idea of the nation, to the principle of national independence, and to the revival of the unique national traditions that alone have the power to bind a people together and bring about their flourishing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, the next paragraph, right? They're gonna announce a literal overthrow, right? Oh my God. It's This is how bad stuff's gotten, right? This is the kind of stuff they have to roll out at this point to be afraid of. That vision is not only ethically conservative, e.g. hostility to legalized abortion, same-sex unions. Oh no. Somebody think of the alphabet people. But also focused on the defense of, quote, national sovereignty, which everybody knows doesn't exist anymore, thank you very much, which implies, among other things, a Eurosceptic attitude. Oh no, bros. Oh no. Considering, moreover, that no request was received from the organizers, but rather it was a representative of the venue that informed the commune not until the day before, because they got their venues cancelled, right? So it's not like they could give the government a week's notice, because they got their venues cancelled and they had to so yes, we can't do the analysis. It's very, very unsafe. Wait, where's the yes? Considering that serious public order problems are to be feared on the territory of the commune by Antifa, right? I mean, this is not what is explicitly stated, but the public order offences are going to come from Antifa. So they're basically like, well, we don't want to control Antifa. Obviously, I mean, they are on our side of the friend-enemy distinction. So yeah, we're gonna have to shut you down. Let's see. Is there any more? Oh yes, could lead to violent reactions. To avoid, any kind of public disturbance and all this kind of stuff, right? So basically then the police basically sort of blocked the door and did this sort of tactic that's increasingly common with police. They were doing this a lot in the lockdowns in the UK, which is they'll let people leave, but they won't let you go back in the hope of just draining everybody out.
No. Let them in. Yes. Proviora. Speak with authority. Let them in now. Let them in now. Where is Tony? Tony.
So yes, at least the police didn't kick the door in. It could have been a bit tricky because there were a bunch of UK MPs from actually the Conservative Party. It's not the entire gathering was a gathering of I don't know what the Belgian equivalent of Belgium First or something like that. I presume Belgium doesn't even have parties like this anymore because they're all illegal because democracy, right? Eric Zemmour showed up. If you don't know who Eric Zemmour is, he's a French intellectual. He wants to, I can barely say this. He wants to, reverse migration. Okay, it's words literally so horrible I can barely say them without flinching. Doesn't he know that diversity is our greatest strength? And without diversity, everything will collapse. You know, that's why every single bad thing that in history ever happened was because there wasn't enough diversity, bros. Okay, right? It's very, very simple.
La Belgique était jadis un pays libre où on accueillait Victor Hugo en exil. Je vois qu'aujourd'hui c'est un pays qui est entre la charia et la dictature. C'est un triste destin pour ce beau pays. Voilà. En tout cas, je maintiens que moi je suis là pour
Defend Europe. Oh, it sounds a bit racist to me, bro. Defend Europe? What even is Europe? Do Europeans even have a culture, bro? What is this Europe that you seek to defend, Zamor? Probably a racist. I mean, not, you know, I mean, he's sort of white. I mean, he's kind of brown, but, you know, he looks white, you know.
L'Europe, la liberté de l'Europe et l'identité de l'Europe. Et je continuerai ce combat. Je pense que la Belgique était jadis
So, yes, that was Zamor. He was not allowed in. Obviously, Captain Chris, need to get some YouTube auditors down there. Yes, yeah, absolutely, absolutely true. However, it turns out that there was like a whole bunch of backlash. Even the Belgian Prime Minister came out and was like, this is a really, really bad look. You know, we're trying to pretend like we're a democracy and pretend like we allow freedom of speech. I mean, you know, we don't, but you know, it's bad if it looks like we don't. And so the next day they were allowed to like basically continue. And everything was basically fine. Because of all of those people, of course, had lawyers. If it had been, you know, a bunch of like paws with some kind of like fringe political party, they probably would have been taken out the back and beaten. And rightly so. Rightly so. I can't believe in today's modern era, people are still discussing whether diversity is a strength. Just let it go, bros. Just let it go. Okay, right? The science is settled. I don't want to hear any more arguments about whether diversity is our strength. Okay? Okay? And I also don't want to hear any conservative viewpoints on marriage, abortion, the LGBTQs. I don't want anyone bashing communism. I don't want anyone bashing Antifa, right? Because, you know, look, Antifa, they're very, very sensitive. You know what I mean, right? Like, you know, they're sort of like, you know, like spring flowers, you know, just even words can hurt them. So, you know, just lay off, right? When has Antifa ever done anything wrong, bros? Come on, okay? Oh, mate, this is a very sarcasm-heavy episode here. I just, honestly, using so much sarcasm is the only way I can, like, talk about this without just being like, oh, fucking, Right, so yes, that's that. I don't know. I mean, you know, it's kind of like minor story, but you know, it sort of kicked off. Wait, I had a thing of like Farage talking about it. Where the fuck did that go to? Wait a second. Where is it? Yeah, I accidentally closed some tabs whilst I was setting up. That must have been one of them. Sorry about that, bros. Come on, where is it? Yeah, this is Farage, like, basically talking about. I'll play a little bit of this.
Been truly the most extraordinary day in Brussels. Now, for me, this is nothing. In my last years here, I was barred from coffee bars, barred from restaurants, even barred from a pub I've been using for 20 years.
Yeah, and barred from a bank, and, you know, barred from, like, political office, and, you know, but I'm still not sure whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know, I've heard Farage is quite sussy baka.
But today, they brought that cancel culture, they brought that intolerance onto the world stage. And now, from British TV stations across America and the whole of Europe, everyone can see the true face of this European Union.
Again, everyone could see the true face of the European Union, like, literally for the past decade. Where the fuck have you been hiding? Oh, yeah, I know, it's the media. Oh, bloody hell.
And yet, when we come to the British Labour Party, this is what Jonathan Ashworth had to say earlier on today.
I think some of the speakers, from what I understand, who have been advertised on the website for this conference, have very unsavoury views. I'm rather surprised that Suella Braverman's been allowed to go and speak at this event. Why is Rishi Sunak not getting a grip of this situation? Why is he not asking Suella Braverman to pull out of this event? Because some of the characters involved, at least according to their website, have made all kinds of comments which I don't think the Rishi Sunak's Tory party would want to associate themselves with.
Oh no, bros! Unsavoury views! Oh my god! Why isn't the English government stepping in to censor its own people? I mean, honestly, it's probably like a valid question, actually, right? Like, which leads into the possibility that this could be some kind of gay op, right? Because like Sunak let like Priti Patel and a couple of other like MPs like actually go and did not, be like, oh, I can't do Sunak's voice, but just politely tell them to like fuck off. Right, yeah, okay. So enough of that bullshit. Right. So, in the next installment of how awesome everything is going in the UK and how incredibly conservative the Conservative Party are, mate, the Conservatives, dude, they're so conservative, they sort of, think that gay marriage should be between a man and a man instead of a man and various animals, right? I mean, that's modern conservatism, right? They think that, kids should not be allowed to transition until they are at least 16 years old. And of course, their latest incredible policy is to basically take an idea that didn't pass in Australia and set it up, presumably, so that Labor will, get it over the fence, I imagine. And that thing is a ban on smoking for anyone who was born after 2009. So that's the Zoomers, basically, right? Soon the Zoomers won't be able to smoke for real, no cap on God. They're going to think it's pretty mid on God. London, April 16th. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's plan to ban anyone aged 15 and under from ever buying cigarettes passed its first parliamentary vote on Tuesday, although dozens of his own lawmakers voted against it. Sunak's plan to impose some of the world's strictest anti-smoking rules has angered some members of his governing Conservative Party, including former Prime Ministers Liz Truss and Boris Johnson, who say the state should not interfere in how people live their lives. Of course, here on the BBC, we realise that the government should absolutely interfere in people's lives in any way they choose. This is the essence of conservatism. The bill passed a vote in Britain's Parliament with 383 in favour and 67 against, meaning it will progress to the next stage in Parliament, where it can be subject to amendment, where it will basically it'll be held up by the Lords and then punted back, and then once Labour gets in, presumably it will magically be passed, or maybe after Labour abolishes the House of Lords, which is like totally one of their policies. Can't wait for that. Lawmakers were given a so-called free vote on the bill, meaning they did not have to vote along party lines. A similar law in New Zealand was scrapped this year by the new coalition government before the legislation went into force. But 57 Conservatives, including Business and Trade Secretary Kemi Badenoch, voted against the plan, and the scale of the rebellion was another blow to Sunak, who has already faced criticism in his party over issues ranging from climate change to defence policy. Sunak doesn't care, mate. Sunak doesn't care, right? After he's like done as PM, he'll be like fucking off to Dubai to be like the head of some like corporation or the head of some like huge NGO, or start the Rishi Sunak, fucking Institute for Global Pajit Relations, or fucking, oh my god, mate, can we just have like a couple of politicians that actually give a shit, or at least can convincingly pretend to give a shit? At this point, I would honestly accept politicians that could just convincingly pretend to give a crap about their constituents, right? The legislation is one of Sunak's flagship policies before an election later this year. So what they polled people on this, right? I bet I know what this is from, right? They're doing polling and they're like, well, what do people want? And everyone's like, well, we want less immigration. And Sunak's like, well, we can't do that, right? It's the WEF won't let us. And they're like, well, what else can we do? And so they go all the way down the list. No, we can't do that. 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 And like, oh, what, how about we like ban smoking and vaping for the youngins? The old people, they hate like vaping, right? And, they call up the people at the WEF and they're like, how about banning smoking? And the WEF is like, well, yes, Smoking increases plasma testosterone. We absolutely do not want the men of the West having any testosterone at all. So yes, you know, Sunak has said it will tackle the single biggest entirely preventable cause of ill health, disability, and death. Yeah, I have a feeling that those numbers are fudged. I can't prove it, but the way that everyone's fudging numbers at the moment. So about 13% of people in the UK smoke. So it's a democracy, right? You know, look, you know, it's only 13% of people. Therefore, they don't have any rights because it's democracy. Much lower than other European countries such as Italy, Germany, and France. And, you know, because it's low, you know, they have to like stamp it out. Excuse me. Medical and healthcare experts say smoking causes 80,000 deaths a year. I don't believe medical statistics from the government anymore after what happened with COVID. I just don't believe it. It could be true. It could be I have no goddamn idea. Polling by YouGov, which is the most sussy polling company there is, right? When COVID was on, it was always YouGov coming around saying 72% of people like want this thing. 72% of people want more lockdowns. 72% of people want, yeah. So they reckon it's popular, with a third of voters supporting the phased approach, 30% supporting a ban for everyone at the same time, and only a quarter saying there shouldn't be any ban. Okay, let's have a look at this poll, shall we? Here we go. 3,000 adults in Great Britain, 6th of October last year. The thing about YouGov is that their selection criteria is extremely balked because they don't do in-person pollings. They just send out emails to people, right? And everybody knows, of course, if you can bias the people that you're polling, you can bias the outcomes. You know what I mean, right? So, according to this, 25%, a full quarter of people don't want it. 33% want to ban it for kids, and 29% of people are complete cucks and don't know what freedom is. Fair enough. So the cigarette companies are like, nah, don't do it. It'll just, you know, start a black market. The government's like, nah, look, it'll be fine. We've got a goods and services tax. We've got like, you know, VAT. So anyone who makes money from the black market, we still get that money when they spend buying it or anything. So, you know, we don't really care. And let's see, what else we got here? This is from Politico. This is from the other side. The conservatives hate it. I'm not a big fan of the left anymore. You know, it's like they've never seen a coercive policy that they just don't want to be like, mate, will it create a better future for everyone? Screw freedom. We need a better future. Yes. 18 months into his premiership and facing electoral wipeout, Rishi Sunak was in search of a legacy. So they're like, you know, this will be a lasting impact on the UK. And, you know, then when, you know, 5-10 years from now, when Rishi Sunak is going around shilling, you know, the Rishi Sunak Global Institute for, you know, Bobs and Vagine, he'll be able to say, I was the, you know, the Prime Minister that banned smoking in the UK and saved thousand lives. God fucking damn it. So I just thought I would, I was just having a look around about this, right? One of the not very well known side effects of tobacco is that it increases plasma testosterone. And the way it does this is by blocking a certain compound that breaks down testosterone in the bloodstream. There's also, although it is a risk factor for cancer and cardiovascular disease, possible beneficial effects, inverse associations with uterine fibroids, endometriosis, protective effects on hypertensive disorders, and vomiting of pregnancy. And this, of course, is because the nicotinic sort of receptor system is body-wide, right? You know, it has all kinds of like weird functions. You know, stuff's complex, right? Like, and of course, this is the problem with these one-size-fits-all kind of like things. You know, like, you know, it's bad for everyone. Well, you don't know that, right? Smoking has consistently been found to be inversely related to the risk of endometrial cancer. So it's good for some kinds of cancer, but not good for other. But cancers of the breast and colon seem unrelated to smoking. Oh, well, there you go. Inverse associations with venous thrombosis and fatality after myocardial infarction, that's a heart attack, are probably not causal, but indications of benefits with regards to recurrent ulcers, ulcerative colitis, and control of body weight may well reflect a genuine benefit. Evidence is growing that cigarette smoking and nicotine may prevent or ameliorate Parkinson's disease and could do so in Alzheimer's dementia. A variety of mechanisms for potentially beneficial effects of smoking have been proposed, but 3 predominate: the anti-estrogenic effect of smoking, alterations in prostaglandin production, and the stimulation of nicotinic cholinergic receptors in the central nervous system. Even established inverse associations cannot be used as a rationale for cigarette smoking. Oh, well, I disagree. I disagree with you, science man. I think they absolutely can be used as a rationale. Who the fuck are you to tell me? Science man. Take your science and get packing. These data can be used, however, to clarify mechanisms of disease and point to productive treatment or prevention options with more narrowly acting interventions. So, fucking, God damn it. And of course, there were some letters. People have been like sending in letters to the Telegraph and stuff like that. Some people are being like, 0 seats. The legislation provides one clear indication of how those of us who are culturally and politically small L liberals should use our votes in the next election. Vote harder, bros. Vote harder. Oh, mate. I love to vote. I can't wait to vote. I just know deep in my heart that by voting, society is going to get better. I love democracy so much, right? No support should now be given to any sitting Tory MP who failed to oppose this dictatorial measure. The authentic centre-right in Britain now needs to bring about a historic realignment after the election. 0 seats. This will include forces from outside the existing Conservative Party as well as individuals from within it, such as Kemi Badenoch, who want the British electorate to be able to choose a real alternative to the authoritarian contemporary left in the future. Well, you can want all you like. You're not going to get it. It's a Bolshevik revolution, Yes, they've given up being conservative. But of course, wait. There's this one. You guys remember this this old chestnut from the COVID vaccine times? Sir, there will always be some sections of the community who are antagonized by any law changes a government proposes to enforce, especially where such proposals have an impact at a personal level. To those who argue that the new anti-smoking bill is an affront to our personal liberties, I would suggest they consider just a few examples of laws that were similarly considered unduly restrictive. The introduction of the law compelling people to wear motorcycle helmets and seatbelts, or the laws against using phones while driving. Mate, smoking only fucking kills you, right? When you're driving a car or a motorcycle, okay, like, whatever, fuck it. Fake and gay. Fuck this gay earth, right? And of course, right, okay, CMJ1, you're banned. Stop fucking spamming links in my goddamn live stream. Bastard. And of course, in another indication of exactly how incredibly, conservative and loving of liberty the UK is, smart meters are now going to have surge pricing. How could anyone have seen this coming, bros, right? The electricity company, they come around and they're like, hey, we want to give you this thing for free that's going to save you money. And I, for one, was like, oh, that sounds great. I have no questions about that at all. Fucking company comes to you, says, oh, we want to give you something for free that'll save money. Are you fucking... people who believe this are the kind of people who, like, when they get a phone call and they're like, hello, this is Rajit from Amazon. You have a package waiting. Please to give me your credit card number. They're like, oh, of course I'll give you my credit card number. You got played. Oh, mate. Yeah, see this coming from, like, a mile away. What remarkable power climate change has to turn the usual rules of fairness on their head. The poor pay the tax... Fucking Spectator. The poor pay the taxes and the wealthy get subsidized. Fucking, yeah, fuck off to, like, communism school. It has happened with electric cars. Yeah. Buried the lead. The Department for Energy Security and Net Zero has put forward proposals to equip smart meters and electrical appliances with technology to allow Uber-style surge pricing for electricity, where the price of power will vary on a half-hourly basis. Oh, awesome. So you put on the fucking dryer and you've got no idea what electricity is going to cost by the time the dryer clicks off, mate. Under the new system, there would be little warning of when prices would change. The reason for the new system is the intermittency of wind and solar. Oh, man. Wait. Wind and solar isn't on all the time? Why didn't anyone tell me this? Oh, mate. Wow. I feel like someone should have pointed that out. So, yeah, green energy sucks ass. Surge pricing is a desperate solution to manage demand rather than maintain supply. Well, they can't. It's a Bolshevik revolution. You know, how many more fucking times do I need to say this? I want to email these people and just be like, oh, my God. How much will prices have to vary in order to persuade people to turn off appliances when little wind and solar energy is being produced? They don't care. Britain already has enough wind and solar capacity, 37 gigawatts, but when there's no wind and power, that falls to like 1 gigawatt because green. Yeah. So, yeah. I hope you didn't get a smart meter, because if you did, you're a fucking idiot. But don't worry, I'm sure they're going to pass a law soon to make it mandatory, so, you know, awesome. And in other news on how awesome the UK is doing at the moment, the EU, anticipating the incoming Labour government, is like, hey, how about a freedom of movement deal, right? It'll be just like you're in the EU, except you'll have absolutely no input to any of the EU institutions. Well, I mean, look, UK definitely does need more migrants. It needs more unskilled labour. It needs more university students. You know, Patriots Flow, Newsfist, more like, hello, this is Ranjit. You have a Pakistani waiting on your doorstep. Exactly. White Rattlesnake, why do green energy types ignore nuclear power? Because it is about a Bolshevik revolution, and in order to have a Bolshevik revolution, you have to destabilize society, and you do that, to quote Lenin, by crushing the population between the twin millstones of taxation and inflation. And as the poverty spreads, you can then use that poverty and struggling as what is known as revolutionary energy in order to gather a revolutionary cadre together underneath the vanguard to have a coup and overthrow society. That is why. That is literally why. We could have all the fucking clean energy that we want. We're allies with Australia. They have all the goddamn fucking uranium. We could even, you know, make nice with Russia. They have a buttload of uranium. We are not short of uranium, right? It's the Bolshevik Revolution. The youth mobility scheme would allow Europeans aged 18 to 30 to come to Britain for up to 4 years to work, travel, and study. So I mean, this is clearly sort of like a way to get the young'uns to vote for Labour, because as COVID demonstrates really well, the ability of people to go overseas, you know, for vacations and stuff is an amazingly persuasive thing. It's I guess it's like when you're in jail and they sort of like let you have a bit of a walk around in the prison yard or something like that, right? So that's awesome. So yeah, they're probably, give it a few more years, the UK will probably rejoin the EU in a much worse position than it was when it left. So awesome. And as far as removing, any migrants that have done like horrible stuff, like, serious crimes or anything like that, that's not going to happen either. Sunak, of course, has been talking about deporting people convicted of very, very serious crimes to Rwanda. But that's not happening. It was never going to happen. It was never going to happen. This whole thing was just to play for time until they lose the next election, and then Labor gets in, and because Labor is not ideologically aligned with remigration or anything like that, they're going to scrap it. So, yes, this bill has been going back and forward, bouncing back and forward between the upper and lower house now like 4 times. So the House of Lords keeps blocking it. They keep sending it back for amendments. The Commons is like, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Supposedly the first flights were going to, start in spring. They were apparently going to deport a whole 400 people, bros. 400 people. Granted, most of these people, I believe, were convicted of very, very serious crimes. But yeah, it's not going to happen. And the lefties, of course, are like, oh no, you can't deport people to Rwanda. Why not Rwanda? What's wrong with Rwanda? Isn't that very, very racist? Oh no. That's not racist. I mean, what if you said you were like deporting them to Switzerland? Would that be like better? It sounds racist to me, bros. Is all I'm saying. Right. And speaking of which, I'll just have a look at the chat. We also have this rather interesting clip that came across my timeline. This is a British ship captain reporting French boats bringing migrants across to the French Coast Guard, and the French Coast Guard being like, I don't know, go fuck yourself, you let me bastard. Enjoy.
I would like to report what is an illegal operation in the French waters. We are anchored at the Dyke anchorage waiting to Dunkirk. We arrived here at just after midnight. This morning we witnessed a vessel and a French warship escort a boatload of illegal immigrants across the channel to the midway point, where they handed them over to another ship out of Dover, which has now arrived in Dover. Now I have the French warship passing under my stern, escorting another boatload of immigrants across the channel. There is also another ship called the Riddens in the anchorage to the west, escorting another boatload of immigrants. Now this vessel, the Riddens, purports to be search and rescue. But he is not searching and rescue. He is escorting them across the channel. This is not search and rescue. This is the illegal trafficking of human personnel. I have now reported this to the UK authorities. They asked me to inform you because it is for the French authorities to take action on this. Good morning again. I've managed to contact Renee Traffic about this small boat situation. They say they are aware of this, and they say that they have an arrangement between them and yourselves, and everything is in order.
So there you go. Everything is in order. Nothing ever happens. If anyone is, do you happen to know where that Peter Hitchens sample that AA uses all the time? It's over. Where he got that from? I really want a copy of that so bad for my soundboard. It's over. However, in what is a sort of white pill, I always like to end on a bit of a white pill, bros. Andrew Bridgen was in Parliament today talking about excess deaths and asking for the Parliament to start an inquiry. Of course, the government they don't want to say anything about the jab. That would be they don't. Mate, look, they can't say anything bad about it until the government is changed, and then the next government can blame the previous government, and then it'll all be fine, right? No one will question about the system that allowed this to happen. They'll change a few things around, they'll twitch the curtains a bit, and everything will roll on. Bridgen, of course, the mad lad, was supported by many, many fine, upstanding English patriots, and who were in the gallery. The speaker was not happy. Check this out.
These are very hard truths to face, but we must face them, Madam Deputy Speaker, if we want to learn the lessons of the last few years. At some point, we'll have to face up that all the evidence is building. It was fairly convincing 18 months ago when I first spoke out. It is unequivocal now. So I asked the House, it's time to take the politics out of our science, and we need to put some actual science back into our politics. I asked...
Put science back into politics. That sounds very far right to me, Andrew. Right? Have you considered not talking about this at all? And maybe shutting up, Ooh, mate. I don't know, bros.
ask the House to support the motion today for the Baroness Hallett's inquiry to open Module 4 on the safety and efficacy of the experimental COVID-19 vaccines. And given the evidence, Madam Deputy Speaker, I call on the Government once again to immediately suspend the use of all mRNA treatments in both humans and animals pending the outcome of that inquiry.
No. We would have to clear the gallery if clapping continues. I would order it if necessary. No. The question is, as on the...
Yes, stop cheering, plebes. This is the Parliament. We will accept no, cheering or levity from the peanut gallery. Don't you have fields to tend? What are you even doing here? It's terrible, the riffraff. So yeah, I still haven't listened to the whole thing. But yeah, if there's anything else, but just the fact, Andrew Bridgen is like someone trying to push a freaking pebble up a mountain with his nose, but he keeps at it, man. So much respect, Mr. Bridgen, and we'll keep an eye on where this goes. Right, that is the end of the news, bros, and as always, it is time for some cringe. We got some like cringe, but a lot of like funny and cute animals to sort of, soothe your brain and mine after this horror. Right, let's get the window up. Come on, where is it? Excuse me. Right. Now, in case you guys haven't been following this on Twitter, NPR, which is the sort of US, one of the US sort of government radio stations that, used to be half decent, now has a new white, I don't know, is she white? Ma. Possibly. She's the new NPR head who came in after one of their reporters came out and said basically they are incredibly biased and they won't take criticism, which of course everybody knew, after the pandemic. But she has some rather curious beliefs about the concept of truth. Enjoy.
But what about the hard things, the places where we are prone to disagreement, say politics and religion? Well, as it turns out, not only does Wikipedia's model work there, it actually works really well. Because in our normal lives, these contentious conversations tend to erupt over disagreement about what the truth actually is. But the people who write these articles, they're not focused on the truth. They're focused on something else, which is the best of what we can know right now. And after 7 years of working with these brilliant folks, I've come to believe that they are onto something, that perhaps for our most tricky disagreements, seeking the truth and seeking to convince others of the truth might not be the right place to start.
Yeah, man, come on. What even is truth anyway, man, right? You can't just declare that things are true, bro, right? Come on, what are you? Some kind of bigot, bro? Fuck, I hate this fucking shit.
In fact, our reverence for the truth might be a distraction that's getting in the way of finding common ground and getting things done. Now, that is not to say that the truth doesn't exist, nor is it to say that the truth isn't important. Clearly, the search for the truth has led us to do great things, to learn great things. But I think if I were to really ask you to think about this, one of the things that we could all acknowledge is that part of the reason we have such glorious chronicles to the human experience in all forms of culture is because we acknowledge there are many different truths. And so in the spirit of that, I'm certain that the truth exists for you, and probably for the person sitting next to you. But this may not be the same truth. This is because the truth of the matter is very often, for many people, what happens when we merge facts about the world with our beliefs about the world. So we all have different truths. They're based on things like where we come from, how we were raised, and how other people perceive us.
I need that Trump quote where he's like, "Shut up, silly woman." Total Blackout Painting is in the YouTube chat. Sir, I believe I have been reliably informed that your cat is in surgery. I would like to extend my best wishes that he or she recovers well, and to all kitties everywhere, I hope there is not too much kitty crying. Hope you're all right, man. And as if that was not enough, there's more. There's more. Of course, Twitter orders have been basically crawling over this. But this is from the Atlantic Council, right? And if it's from the Atlantic Council, you can be sure of two things. They've never met a war that they didn't like, and they never met a censorship policy that they didn't like. The Atlantic Council are like foreign policy cancer. Enjoy, bros.
The number one challenge here that we see and is, of course, the First Amendment in the United States is a fairly robust protection of rights. And that is a protection of rights both for platforms, which I actually think is very important, that platforms have those rights to be able to regulate what kind of content they want on their sites. But it also means that it is a little bit tricky to really address some of the real challenges of where does bad information come from and sort of the influence peddlers who have made a real market economy around it. The number one challenge here that we see and is, of course, the First Amendment in the United States is a fairly robust protection of rights. And that is a protection of rights both for platforms, which I actually think is very important, that platforms have those rights to be able to regulate what kind of content they want on their sites. But it also means that it is a little bit tricky to really address some of the real challenges of where does bad information come from and sort of the influence peddlers who have made a real market economy around it.
Yeah, man, because I distinctly remember that part of the US Constitution, right? Where the First Amendment says, government shall make no law restricting speech unless it's speech that we don't like and unless people are making money off the speech, right? I mean, I'm not American, but I'm pretty sure that's what it says, or that's what it will say if these fuckers get anywhere near serious political power. Right. Today's Seasoning American slot is at the intersection of seasoning and feminism and climate. It is like a sort of layered vegan soy burger of intersectionality. Enjoy, everyone.
Eco-anxiety is an environmental justice issue that disproportionately impacts Black youth. Let's talk about it. According to the American Psychological Association, eco-anxiety is defined as a chronic fear of environmental doom, and that may include feelings of worry, guilt, shame, despair, and even hope. However, just as the climate crisis doesn't impact people and communities the same, neither does eco-anxiety. When we fully understand the relationship between social determinants of mental health and climate change, we begin to understand that the nature of a person's eco-anxiety is also informed by systemic factors that exacerbate the ways that it's felt and addressed. Communities of color, and particularly Black ones, are more vulnerable than white ones to sea level rise, wildfire, and heat waves linked to climate change. Black youth are more likely to reside in hotter regions that trap and radiate heat, have the highest asthma rates in the country, and are increasingly more likely to experience mental health illness, all while having fewer avenues to really access often life-saving resources, whether it be access to affordable healthcare or access to green space like tree canopy cover that can help mitigate extreme heat. When we couple contributing factors to mental health like poverty rates and white supremacy with generally worse exposure to environmental hazards and the climate crisis, we begin to understand how a racialized difference in eco-anxiety can emerge. And yet, in the midst of all of these disparities, Black youth continue to be sidelined and decentered in mainstream conversations around eco-anxiety, which really distinguishes this whole conversation as an environmental injustice. Because for Black youth, eco-anxiety isn't just a fear of having children in a climate future, it's also coupled with the fear of having children in an anti-Black world, period. In a world already failing to address a Black maternal health crisis, let alone a climate crisis.
Oh, piss off. Come on. Yeah. Captain Chris is like, Chat GPT wrote this. Yeah, I agree. Also, I always forget to shill on my own show. I suck at this. If you want to support the channel, you can do so via Entropy. Please, donate some money. Money me good. It helps the show, and you can send me like super chats and all that kind of other stuff. Thank you very, very much, everyone who has donated or indeed will continue to donate. I appreciate it very, very much. Right, let's we'll check the entropy in a bit before the cute animals. Oh, this is crazy, man. So this is from an anti-Palestine, a Palestine protest that blocked a bridge. I think it was in New York or possibly LA. And this guy is like, he's doing that classic sort of like protester thing where he's like, no, you're hurting me. Just check it out. It's funny.
Ow! I got it. Ow! I got you. Ah! Okay, hold on. By the numbers.
All right, let go of your fingers. Let go.
Let go of the rebar.
Let go. Let go.
Ow, they're twisting it.
Let go.
They're twisting it for no reason. Let go of the bar.
Let go of the bar.
Western Medical.
Let go of the bar. Come on. Let go.
Of the bar. Stop.
Let go of the bar.
My hand. Let go of the bar. Stop squeezing my hand.
Let go of the bar.
Stop squeezing my hand and twisting it. The rebar is cutting the inside of my hand. Stop prying my fingers. The bar. Stop prying. Stop. Let go of the rebar. Stop, you're hurting me. Let go of the rebar. He's free. He's free. Take him out. You got the arms? Yep. Okay. Get set on. The bike.
Do you need EMS?
Yes. It needs to be seen by a medic.
Before you handcuff this person, medical checks them out.
Sir, you able to stand? I am not. Okay.
Requesting medical.
Let's extend the legs.
Handcuffs.
Yep, we're going to They have continually prioritized Congress.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see here's some video of yeah. So yeah, I mean, amazing. Oh, Flying Axe Blade and Starlight's 21 in the Rumble chat. Good to see you guys. No, stop. Oh, this is Boris Johnson. Oh my god. Looking like mate, he looks like he's aged a lot. He looks like his entire face is melting like it's made of candle wax. He is, apparently not enough people have died in Ukraine yet, and and what will fix it is more money, because everyone knows you can just buy soldiers now. That, I don't know, that sounds a bit wrong to me, but look, what do I know, right? I'm not, in such an august place like Boris Johnson. Enjoy.
With Ukrainian cities once again being pounded to rubble and the casualties mounting, I'm afraid I have to ask once again, why the hell are we being so slow in giving those heroic Ukrainians the weapons they so desperately need? Because if Ukraine falls, it will be a catastrophe for the West. It will be the end of Western hegemony, and we will have no one to blame but ourselves. Read my column in the Daily Mail.
Yes, so apparently if we lose in Ukraine, that will be the end of Western hegemony. I don't know exactly how that works. I mean, are you basically saying that if Ukraine gets defeated, everyone will realize the West is basically a paper tiger? Whatever, mate. Whatever. Yeah, whatever, mate. And this is our base clip. Now, you may be aware of Alejandro Mayorkas, the head of what's he the head of? He's responsible for the U.S. southern border. He's the guy responsible for all those people dying from unrestricted immigration. But don't worry, he'll be fine. He'll be down at the synagogue with his friends. He'll be all right, bros. He doesn't really care. Just don't want anyone saying that, this is a deliberate policy of warfare upon the people of the United States, because that would be a conspiracy theory, and we don't do those here. This is Senator Josh Hawley ripping Mayorkas a new breathing hole. I found this very satisfying to watch. I hope you enjoy, bros.
Expunged.
Nothing is done to this guy. He had a criminal record to start with. He's in the country on illegal grounds. You have falsely and illegally allowed him in. He commits a crime against a child. He's not prosecuted. It's expunged. In November, get this, in November, Ibarra files an application for employment authorization. And unbelievably, on December the 9th, 2023, it's approved. So this is your policies in action, Mr. Secretary. A criminal is permitted into this country on grounds flatly not permitted, flatly contradictory to the statute. He commits a crime against a child, and then he gets a work permit. He gets a work permit. You want to know why all of the jobs in the last 2 or 3 years have gone to illegal migrants? Working people in this country can't get a job. Their unemployment rate's high. Why? Because of things like this. And then what's he do? Well, we all know. Then in February, he commits the heinous crime against Laken Riley. Is this a record that you are proud of?
Senator, you've misstated some facts.
I have read from the parole file, which you have said you don't recall, don't have, you miscited. I'm reading from it. It is right here. And I've just, pursuant to the speech and debate clause, I have just read it into the record. And the reason is, you have lied repeatedly to Congress and to the American people about this. They deserve to know. And the only way they're going to know is if I tell them. I've just told them. It's in the record now. I've read it verbatim from the parole file. Verbatim. I just want to know, why did you change your story so often? Why didn't you just answer honestly to Congressman Bishop and Senator Britt?
Senator, I am confident that justice will be vindicated in the criminal prosecution of the case.
Well, hopefully he'll get more of a trial than you got. Otherwise, there'll be no justice for anyone at all.
Ooh, shots fired, bros. There's blood on the floor of the Senate committee hearing. People be slipping and sliding. Oh my God. Okay, that was pretty satisfying to watch. All right, we just got some like stupid, funny videos for you now. Enjoy. New York, man. New York. Right. Oh, yeah, these are... this is just stupid. And most of these, by the way, are from USDA Prime Memes. Check it out, bros. It's a good channel. Highly recommend it. Best grass-fed Prime Memes. Oh dear. Right. This is also pretty good as well. Check it out.
Hey, can you help me with my malfunction?
Yeah, dude, I got you. Give me a minute. All right, you're all good.
Wait, I have another malfunction actually.
Oh, mate, I do love me some gun humor. This is just a very funny pratfall.
Has dreamed about this his whole life. Oh, fuck. That is not good.
Oh, dude. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, my God. Don't give idiots pepper spray.
From your one-night stand, and he gave you pepper spray to protect yourself. Tate, oh my God, my eye.
Yeah, pepper spray. It burns. I feel like you should have known this. Constant supervision, ladies and gentlemen. This is from Sede Sapiente. This is really, really funny. Don't scare your wives, bros.
This is why you shouldn't scare your wife.
Well, you know, you're playing with fire, is all I'm saying, bro. All right. Ever wonder what happens if Zoomers have to go to war?
What's that? I've got to go to war. What now? Oh man, I've just started this thing on Netflix and that. Or do I have to do the training? Kind of. Like, I think I'll be all right. I've played like bare Call of Duty. What? We'll fight them on the beaches. That sounds all right. I don't mind the beach. Was it like Ocean Beach? I'll bring my swimming shorts, innit? Get some selfies and that. What's the uniform like? Oh, that sounds well uncomfortable, man. Can't I just wear a tracksuit or something? Where is it? Russia. Can't we do it in Ayia Napa or something like that? Just...
and today's music. You know, I'm quite a fan of AI music. I don't know who made this, but this is like really funny. Enjoy.
Times when the world's looking so bleak, there's one thing that keeps me grinning cheek to cheek. It's our buddies in the Middle East fighting that good fight. So sing along if you think that land is their God-given right. Oh, Israel, it's the land of the free, from the river to the sea. It's the sodomy dream, supporting Israel in all its glory. That's an American story. Had better use could our dollars be for than supporting our allies on the front war. We've got to send just a little more aid so we can help them all rollerblade from the Jordan River to the deep blue sea. Israel's got freedom, just like Tennessee. The world's apart, but it's clear to see they cherish the LGBT like you and me. Oh, in Israel, yeah, it's the land of the free, from the river to the sea. It's the sodomy dream, supporting Israel in all its glory. It's an American story.
Yes, as Texas Man said, that's Ramon Benjamin. Oh, mate, that's just really funny. Right, it's time for cute animals. So before we do that, I will go and check the super chats. At least I would if I can find the right window. Oh, come on, where's the right window? Yeah, okay, window. Right, refresh entropy. Oh, and we have, wow, 2 from Jeffrey Mill on Odysee. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. I really appreciate it. 2 times $7. Deuce. 2 times. Appreciate you, man. And another $7. Oh, thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate that. I hope, wait, let me give you another confetti. Confetti of color. It's highly inclusive. Thanks, Jeffrey. I really appreciate it. Right, let's get back to the cute animals, shall we? Right. Most of these are from Sede Sapiente, our official cute animal correspondent here at Habbening TV. And these are pretty good. Check it out.
And a mouse. The cat is more interested in the broomstick than the mouse. Cat, you have one. You've evolved to do one thing, and you're just like, now you're just petting it. Now you're petting the mouse. That's not what you're supposed to do. And now you're kissing it. Now you're smelling it. Now you're gonna pet it again. Pay attention. Dust.
Not a natural mouser, clearly. Right. If you ever wanted a cat to do your job.
Right before all is said and done,
Oscar, it's fun.
is integral here. Defer to the special counsel and the disaster.
Dude. Cat on a bookshelf. What else have we got? I'm not sure if I played this one before, but if I have, it deserves being played again. This is awesome. Never knew you could win a cat from a claw machine, but that's pretty goddamn awesome. Yeah, this is just silly.
Get it, cat! Get it!
No.
Yeah! Yeah!
Send me that video. What am I supposed to? I'm not reading. All right.
I'll give you a par.
All right.
Yeah! Oh my! There's a cat on the green just with their ball.
Honestly, I think that would make for quite an interesting game of golf. Just bring cat treats, I suppose, and distract the cat while you take a shot. This is like just really, really wholesome. Oh, mate, I don't know why I like that so much, but I do. Right. I've never seen this before. Squirrels on ice. Right. And we have a bunch of owls. Someone requested owls last week. And Saday's used her powers of cute animal collection to, get some owl ones. Enjoy.
You can eat that worm. You can have it.
Right, Total Blackout Painting, you sent a... okay, hang on, let me see. Go. So that's Total Blackout Painting's cat. Oh man, I hope she's like better soon, and there will not be too many more kitty tears. Oh man, she looks really out of it. Yeah, I hope she's better soon, man. Right, let's get on to... Wait, we did this one, did this one, did this one. More owl posting for whoever it was who requested the posting of the owls. Aw. I don't know what this one is. Oh, now that is a lot of puppies. Aw. And Corgi with a bubble machine. the final cute animal video of the night. Some foxes for Fox 39, but I don't think she's here. But if she was here, yeah, she's probably out at the Andrew Bridgen thing. If you're watching this later, Fox, I hope you enjoy. Aw. And that is the end of the show. Bros, thank you so much for coming. I will be on Empire of Lies with Yiz in about an hour and a half over on her channel. Tonight we are talking about cargo cults and the cargo cultification of society. You won't want to miss it. Stay informed with Empire of Lies. You know you'll love it. Right, let's say goodbye to everyone in the chat. Captain Crisps, Flying Axeblade, Yiz the Eunuch, Starlights 21, Patriots Flow, I know there are some more like people out there. Texas Man, of course. Proper Pictures. Let's see, anybody else? I'm sure, I think DJ Based was in here. White Rattlesnake, good to see you, sir. I think that's everybody. Did I shout out Proper Pictures? If I did, you get it twice, bro. And in the Odysee chat, we have Camille the Wicked, Jeffrey Mill, Mick Zen. Let's see, anybody else? I think that's everybody. And in the YouTube chat, Total Blackout Painting, Victorian Time Traveler, Charlie Reed, Simon JJ. I think that's everybody. Oh, and Jimmy Robinson. Thanks so much for coming, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you at Empire of Lies tonight. And I will be back, of course, on Monday as per usual. Don't forget to check out USDA Prime Memes for the best memes on Telegram. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you may occasionally Fed post. It's a good time for all. Good night, everyone. Take care. Bye.